All right, what is up, YouTube and Facebook? You know, as the title says, my demise has been greatly overestimated. I know that there are some of you that texted me and reached out and said, "Are you done doing the podcast? Is that the end of it? Are you done? Is it over?" No, it is not. I was lazy on Sunday. Literally had a lazy Sunday. I didn't quite smoke weed like Andy Samberg and those guys, but I did have a lazy Sunday and just didn't get around to the podcast. And then with selling the house, we've had a couple of showings and having to get it ready and stuff. I haven't had a chance to sit down and record. So that's where I've been these past few days. And I do apologize those of you that not that I mean, you're not getting through your day. I don't think you like spend your whole Monday like waiting for this to come out or waiting for this to happen. But I understand that if I say I'm going to do something, I should post it every Monday. Like I say, so here I am 3 days later. What are you going to do? You know, you win some, you lose some. I'm posting this on my personal Facebook now, if you're wondering why this is going on. Better late than never. Post. All right. So if people join in, that'll kind of take the conversation elsewhere. But I think one of the main things I kind of don't have the dog couch anymore. We got a new one. Got that bad boy from Aaron's Sales and Lease. I walked back in my my old stomping grounds. The dog couch just had to go, so I walked back in my old stomping grounds, and it was $65 for the month. I got 2 end tables, 2 lamps, the couch. So hopefully, it doesn't take too long for the for the house to sell, and it only cost me like $130 to stage the loft, and everyone wins. Aaron's makes $130. I bring the couch back. I get the house sold because I don't know, the dog couch just didn't look too presentable for the for the masses. I have definitely upgraded the loft with this couch. We rearranged it. We had a stager come in and followed some of her suggestions, and like 95% of our shit is gone. So we've already halfway moved out. We got a storage unit, a little 10 by 10. We'll probably have to get a 10 by 20 at some point. But that's kind of where we are now. We've had a few showings. Obviously haven't had any offers yet. You know, depending on who you talk to, some people are like, don't take the first offer. And other people are like, take whatever you can get. I'm sure, like, you know, in my head, I like have these dreams like, oh, we're going to get like 3 or 4 offers, and one's going to be from like a investor, and one's going to be from a family, and we're going to turn down extra money to give the house to the family, even though I know full well I'm taking the highest offer, because I'd be stupid not to. I have to worry about my family. I can't worry about putting someone else's family in this house if it's going to cost me like 5 or 6 more thousand. I don't know. I have the computer cocked to the side, so I don't even really know where I'm looking. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're listening on whatever app you're listening on, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I'm not looking at you. You're just listening to me. But so the past 2, I guess, episodes have been a little, my wife said, abrasive and harsh, and I was mean and I was angry, I guess you could say. So I think we'll try to pump the brakes on this one. But I do think that I've been, I don't know what it is. Like, I've heard of targeted ads. Obviously, you know, companies target ads. If I type in couch in my Google search, which I have, I've been getting a shit ton of messages for couches, like, hey, here's Sears, here's Rent-A-Center, here's Ashley Home Store, here's this one, here's that one. Like, you search for couch, so here's couch. So I've definitely understand like the searching for keywords. But what I think has been happening to me is I've been getting targeted news stories about overweight people. And I feel, as an overweight person myself, I feel like I should probably pump the brakes, because it's not like if I take my shirt off, the ladies are, you know, swooning, they're gagging. But I did my BMI the other day. I'm not obese anymore. I've lost some weight, so I'm down to just overweight. You'll be happy to know. But no, so all the shit I've been talking about overweight people, I really think I've been getting targeted news stories, because I got one the other day, a news story that basically said, it was the headline was what pissed me off, because it was like a woman hails hero that basically came to her aid when someone called her a smelly fatty. So of course I was interested in this article. I mean, how could I not be interested in an article? Some guy called a woman a smelly fatty on her, on a flight. So I clicked the article, obviously, because like I said, I'm interested in this now. Now all of a sudden that's my bag. That's my thing. I'm into apparently overweight news articles. And I click on the article, and the article basically says that this woman was not called a smelly fatty. What happened was that she was sitting next to a guy, and the guy was texting someone, and she happened to read his text messages that said, "I'm sitting next to a smelly fatty." And apparently she was so worked up and upset about this, and it brought back all these feelings of rejection and hate and self-loathing and everything else, that the guy could tell she was visibly upset. He asked her what was going down. She told him, and he switched seats with her. So it's not like this guy confronted the guy. It's not like the guy called her a smelly fatty. It was just basically she was snooping in a guy's phone, saw that he had texted someone, "Oh, hey, I'm sitting next to a smelly fatty," and she had felt some kind of way about it and felt the need to write an article. So look, do I think you should call people smelly fatties in public? No. But do I think you should be snooping in someone else's phone? Like if I'm sitting next to someone and they say, "Man, some bald fucker with a beak nose just sat next to me. I hope he doesn't try to eat me like the pigeon that he looks like." Would I get super upset? No, because I was snooping in their phone. And actually, I wouldn't even be able to read their phone because I'm fucking blind as a bat. So maybe this is why I don't understand this story, because I could not look over someone's shoulder and see what they were texting about me at all. I could be pretty much sitting on the and not be, not even be in their conversation, because I would have to have the phone right in front of my face. Which reminds me, I don't know how you make this transition, but so that the school shooting in Santa Fe, obviously tragedy, we got to do something about it as a country. I think everyone agrees at this point that something needs to be done, whether people think it's gun control, whether people think it's armed guards in the buildings, whatever it is, everyone agrees that something needs to be done. I just don't think we agree on what it is that needs to be done. What we can agree on is that the idiot in Texas that said there's too many doors, or the doors are the problem, we should probably not listen to him. I don't know if he thought there should be sturdier doors or less doors, but either way, we're now blaming doors. We're blaming Ritalin. We're blaming a lot of different things. So my only counter to that is, let's say you restrict the amount of exits and entrances in schools. And from now on, when they design a school, they design it with 2 exits, 2 entrances, 2 exits, whatever. I don't think the fire marshal will be too happy about that, but let's just say that's what they do. What's going to happen if a kid calls in a bomb threat and then just stands outside of the door that all the kids have to file out of? Like, if you minimize the amount of doors, you maximize the amount of people using those doors. And you're just going to basically have a kid standing outside of said doors, shooting fish in a bucket. So to the idiot lawmaker that said doors were the issue, or that there's too many entrances in schools, pump your fucking brakes. You're an idiot. But the one thing I was a little pissed about, and it's been happening with the last, 2 or 3 school shootings, is that there's been a little bit of this victim blaming, like, "Oh, this kid was bullied, and don't walk up to the bullied kid. And that's the reason that these issues are coming up." And I don't think we could be more off on this. Bullying is not the reason that these school shootings are happening. Bullying's been going on for ages. And the reason that I kind of segued to this is because I was talking about my blindness. I was not bullied at all. I'm not going to pretend like I was bullied, but as a male, you spent 90% of your childhood not knowing if your friends were actually your friends, because all we did was talk shit on each other. I mean, I still to this day don't know if I'm friends with some of my friends the way we talk to each other. I'm like, do we even like each other? Like, what? What is going on? What? I don't. Yeah. So anyway, bullying to me is a cop out for the victim. Like, I get it. No one should feel ostracized. No one should be, physically beaten or mentally beat down. But that doesn't give you a reason or an excuse to go and kill your classmates. Like, a girl turned you down. A girl definitely said, I know. Not many people can stand me. But and that's another trend with these school shooters is that a lot of them have been rejected by girls, or they're not, successful with women, which it, that's probably the biggest disservice we're doing to this upcoming generation of kids is they don't understand that you don't always get what you want. And as a parent, I'm guilty of it. I'm a victim of it. Like, I want my kids to think that they're intelligent. I want my kids to think that they're attractive. I want my kids to think that they're smart and desirable. And when they ask for things, I want to give them to them. But at some point, you have to set boundaries for your kids. Like, not every girl's going to say yes. Not every guy's going to say yes. You're not going to be able to date whoever you want. And just because that person turns you down and maybe you're a little bit embarrassed, nut up, buttercup. You don't get to go get a daddy's gun and go kill 10 of your classmates because some girl wouldn't go out with you, or some girl made fun of you because you stunk, or you were wearing a trench coat, or whatever. Maybe don't stink. Maybe take a shower. Or maybe don't wear a trench coat every day to school when it's 95 degrees in Texas in the summer. I don't know. These are all just suggestions. I'm just spitballing as to how I can stop you from getting picked on, because this isn't going to be the podcast where I, even give it a reason. Like, I definitely, like, I work with kids who have serious issues and they have criminal charges, and I minimize the stuff they do all the time because of their surroundings, because of their upbringing, because of what they've been through. So I get that aspect, like saying, oh, that sometimes these kids just need another chance, or they're misunderstood, or whatever. But you're not going to catch me at all minimizing or softening a kid who killed 10 of his classmates. He was, when I was talking about not being able to see a cell phone, even if I was right up on it, I laughed because I wasn't bullied. I want to clear the air again, but God rest his soul, Thomas Brewington. One time I was taking typing or computer class or some bullshit class my senior year. And it was either he and John or he and Terry. I wish Terry were actually listening right now so he could verify this. But I was so close to the computer screen, like, it had to have been laughable. It was, and it was one of those old school big computer screens. Like, it looked like one of the TVs with like the huge back monitors, and it was like had that blue glow. And I'm like probably a solid 3 inches from this thing, trying to type up a report on Microsoft Word. I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. I'm trying my best to make sure I'm putting commas in their spot. And I look over to my right outside the door, and there were Tom and I believe it was Terry, like dying. I mean, couldn't even, almost peed their pants. They were laughing so hard. And I think for the next probably 3 to 6 months, anytime Tom saw me, he would close his eyes like he was a little gopher. He'd pretend he couldn't see me and would just clown the shit out of me and make fun of me, because I mean, it's not my fault I can't see. I was blessed with shitty genetics, but that's what you did. People just made fun of each other, and you got over it. You made a better comeback, or whatever. You didn't go grab your dad's shotgun, revolver, and shoot up the school because someone made fun of you because you couldn't see what was on the computer screen. You just fucking dealt with it. And there weren't many people better at flaming you than Tom Brew. It's one of the things I miss to this day. I miss a lot of things about Thomas, and obviously we weren't quite as close there toward the end. Our lives were just going in separate directions for whatever reason. But when you could just sit down with that kid and he would just clown you, it was one of the more fun hours or 2 hours of your existence, when you could just like roast each other, because he was one of the best at roasting you. And he didn't take stuff to heart, so it was really fun. He wouldn't get angry or mad, and he was just a great guy. So I don't want to get too deep there, because we all know what happens if I start talking too much about Tom Brew. That'll get really, really weird. So beer. I'm going to drink a beer. Don't make me drink by myself. So I did. I drank beer. So I lost my own personal challenge. I made it 2 weeks without drinking a beer, and then I jumped right back on. Had beer at lunch, and then had beer at dinner the next day. So I definitely failed there, but I have switched back to whiskey for now. So now my new goal is to only drink beer on the weekends. I keep changing the target because I keep missing it. So I just keep moving the target closer and closer. It's like what I did with my relationship. I set the bar really low so that my wife had super low expectations so that every time I exceeded them, I looked like I was an actual good guy or like a nice guy. And she had no way of knowing that I was actually a piece of shit because I just kept setting the expectations lower and lower. I can't figure out where I need to sit. So I'm like, I feel like I'm like riding in a like Ace Ventura in that and nobody wants to play with me. Maybe I'll get a gun and shoot up my skull. No, I should stop joking about that because it's not funny. Kids died. 10 lives lost way before their time. Um, there's nothing funny about that unless you're an asshole like me. I'm actually liking this, doing this during the day. The lighting's much better. Waiting for LeBron to come on. That game should be starting any minute. You got Caps Lightning if you're a hockey fan getting ready to start. Cavs Celtics getting ready to start. If you're a basketball fan, it's a pretty good night for sports. Getting in there. Speaking of sports, how about that golfer? If this were a basketball player or a football player, it definitely would have been headline news. Let me look it up so I get his name right. Wife beats up golfer. That actually happened. I'm not like that's. I know that's the headline, but that's what it was. What? Why didn't they come on? Wife. Here it is. Beats up golf. All right, PGA golfer Lucas Glover's wife, Krista, arrested for allegedly attacking him and his mother. So, all right. So here, long story short, here's an opposite story of the old hashtag Me Too and the time's up and the women's equality and all that stuff. So this woman, basically, she's PGA Tour wife, which they already are, a running joke like gold diggers and of the highest regard. And apparently, when this guy Lucas Glover, I think he's won a major tournament. I forget what it was, whether it was the U.S. Open or the Players Championship, whatever it was. This guy's won a tournament before, and he's got like $20 million in career earnings. So he's won $20 million on the PGA Tour. And apparently, his wife, anytime he doesn't do well, she just gets hammered when he plays golf. And then when he doesn't do well, he didn't make the cut. She calls him a pussy, a loser. You're not supporting this family. If you don't win, I'm going to take the kids away from you. So I guess the mom saw this and was like, you're not going to talk to my son like that, and intervened. And she beat the shit out of the mom. Then the guy goes intervenes and she hit him. So apparently the cops got called. They came there and the guy was trying to minimize it and be like, no, nothing to see here. But I guess the police had to write a report and arrested her because of the blood. The mom was bleeding. He was bleeding. So they had no choice but to arrest him. Now, I can't imagine what I mean, what the hell kind of beta personality are you that you're letting your wife beat the shit out of you? Like, I mean, I get it. I'm not saying you should knock her out, but if your wife's physically beating up your mom and you might want to give her a mush. You might want to hit her with a stiff arm, grab her, do something. I mean, Jesus Christ, be a man. Don't get beat up by your wife and then have to call the cops. That's like it's the most PGA Tour thing that could ever happen. Like then you got this poor kid Reuben Foster, who I think, I wasn't there. I don't know, but what I think happened is he and the girlfriend. This is Reuben Foster, not the PGA Tour golfer. Reuben Foster. Hey. should be back now. I should be back. I wonder when the sound went out. Am I back? I hope I'm back. Let's go to this. Oh, yeah. It looks like I was soundless for a little while. I don't know how long, but it was a little bit. I think a switch got flipped off on the microphone. Is the sound back? Back on. There we go. Thank you, Michael Marvel. You're the man. Give you a heart there. Heart for you. No, okay. So yeah. So could you imagine if a soccer player got hit by his wife? I mean, he'd fall down. He'd go. Ibrahimovic just got his foot stepped on. He smacked the guy in the head. He got a red card. That was really, really good. It was about 2-3 minutes worth. Okay. I'll have to. Well, you obviously heard me talking about Lindsay, or me, the golf guy. I wonder how long that was. I'll have to go back and edit that. Anyway, so the PGA Tour guy, he got beat up by his wife. And it's just funny to me. Like, could you imagine if it happened to a soccer player, his wife would like step on his foot or something, and like Leo Messi would go down and he'd be like, and they'd have to spray him down with the cold spray. It'd be like a whole fucking shenanigans. Oh man. Sweet. You guys are great. Like, I got a couple texts. I got some messages on Facebook. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Jeremy, for that text. Let me know that the sound was down. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Put some respect on your name. I'm getting hot. All of a sudden, I heard my sound and I started sweating. I got real weird. I got sweaty. What are you going to do? Oh, so speaking of people who don't know how to handle their business, Hillary Duff, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Hillary Duff apparently put her neighbor on blast. Apparently it smells like smoke and marijuana in here all night. So she went on, instead of going over to the guy's house and knocking on the door and saying, hey, can you please not smoke all night and blow smoke through the vents to my apartment, she like went on Instagram and blasted him, like fucking put his name up there and everything, like his actual name, his I think it was his Instagram handle. The guy was getting like hate mail. People were saying they were going to kill him, all kinds of shit. All because she said that he was smoking and claimed he was doing drugs too. So I guess this guy had to come out and issue a statement like saying, please stop harassing me. Stop saying you're going to kill me because you're a Hillary Duff fan. I'm just over a lot of these celebrity women. So Hillary Duff, just go over and knock on the guy's door and tell him to fucking stop. I don't know. Like, this, just be a human. And then Carrie Underwood with her whole goddamn traumatic face injury. And then you see her on TV and she looks no different. Like, what are you talking about? A traumatic face injury? Like, there's kids who are born with cleft fucking lips, like, or cleft palates, and almost die and have to have surgery. And they look all jacked up for the rest of their lives. And you're worried because you fell down some stairs or something and you don't look any different and you can afford the best plastic surgeons in the world? Get off my TV. I don't want to hear your sob story about how you fell and now you look so different. I'm not here for it. She was on American Idol. Lindsay was watching the other night, and I was floored that she had the nerve to talk about. And then there were people calling her courageous for being on live TV. Like she looked any fucking different. She looked the same. What is courageous about going on TV? She's been on TV her whole life since she was on American Idol. For what, 10 years now she's been in the public eye? And all of a sudden she's courageous because she fell down and has like the tiniest scar I've ever seen. And then has the nerve to say, oh, well, it's because the makeup makes it look better. Well, no shit. You have access to that. You're not courageous. You're rich. You've got, I don't know. Don't even get me started on Carrie Underwood, because I'll just sound like I'm bashing country music, which I hate. And then everybody will accuse me of being a hater, which I am. And I'll just go, oh, so I'm listening to the radio and I hear this thing. It's called caspering, which is when you ghost someone, but you do it in a nice way. Like you tell them that you're not going to talk to them anymore. And I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that old. I'm a borderline millennial, I think, but I don't. Yes, that is why Carrie Underwood's face was busted up, because she's a Democrat. That's what it is. Oh, Brandon. No. So I get it. I'm a borderline millennial. So all this stuff like ghosting and Tinder and whatever, I get that people use it. But when I heard this term caspering, it was basically a friendly ghosting of someone, which basically to me sounded like just being a fucking human and saying, hey, didn't work out, not feeling it. I don't think we should talk anymore. And that's that. That's Caspering, just being a human, instead of just ignoring a person's phone calls or blocking them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, or Twitter. It just blew my mind that had a term, just being a human, being a nice human in a relationship now has a term. It's called Caspering. When you want to break up with someone, apparently it's called Caspering. I couldn't imagine dating this generation. I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with those shenanigans. Like, I mean, if I got ghosted, I wouldn't give a shit. If I wouldn't ghost someone just because I have some decency, but apparently I'd be a nice guy for not just straight up ghosting someone. Hey, cheers, man. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I'm on a cheap stuff. They always make fun of me at the restaurants because I'm like, can I have some Johnny Walker? And they're like, would you like the blue? And I'm like, fuck no, give me the red. I'm not money bags over here. I just give me red. And then they're like, oh, we don't have that, but we have Doers or Maker's Mark, which is fine. And the Capitals scored already. Would you look at that? 1 minute into the game. Sorry if I'm spoilering alerting anything for anyone, but the Capitals are now up 1-0. That was quick. Was it Ovi? Let's see. Oh, man, nice little back check. Kuznetsov. Yeah. Hell of a slap shot from the top of the circle by Ovechkin. Damn. Goalie should have saved that, all honesty. I mean, that was a hell of a shot, but definitely savable. Goalie just missed it with his blocker. All right, now that I'm done recapping that goal and that you guys don't care about, do people even watch hockey? I love the hockey playoffs. I don't watch it as much as I should, but I do. I love the hockey playoffs. Like, I can't even imagine. Oh, so yeah, so we're selling the house, and I, had to touch up some paint. So in our room, we had a color called London Coach. It was a Valspar color. I was young and dumb when I bought the paint. I bought the regular old Valspar. Now I've been taught that I need to go to Sherwin-Williams or get the Bear at Home Depot. But back then I was still buying the Valspar, the cheapie. And I got the London Coach, and I went back, and there were a couple spots that had settled, or there was like a little crack here or a little dent here for moving furniture or whatever. So I went back and I was like, hey, I need a quart for touch-ups of the London Coat in eggshell, which is what we had. London Coach in eggshell. I get it. I put it on the wall. It's lighter. Well, fuck. All right. Maybe I ordered the wrong thing. Maybe I should get it in satin. Maybe that's what the difference is. No, I check. It's definitely eggshell. So I go back again and I'm like, hey, I years ago I got London Coach, and now, yeah, you're right, Brandon. I probably should be watching LeBron right now. But we'll see. If the Caps get another goal, I'll probably switch over to that. They almost just did, actually. But okay. So anyway, so I'm at Lowe's, and I'm like, look, I had London Coach. I bought another one, and it was lighter, noticeably lighter than the one that I had bought in 5-6 years ago. And they were like, sometimes that'll happen. The sun will lighten up the color, or it'll get darker in your room or whatever. We'll mix up another batch. Maybe this one will match better. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great fucking idea. So I got another quart of this paint. Did not match. Didn't match the first color that I initially painted it, and didn't match the color that I bought the day before. So I now had 3 different fucking shades of this London Coach. It's like a grayish, pinkish purple. I don't know how to explain it. It's like gray with purple and pink hues, I guess you could call it. So now I've got this gray and pink and purple. So it's 3 different fucking shades on my wall. And now I have to paint the whole fucking thing over again. Because Lowe's doesn't know how to mix their colors, apparently, and they mixed it 3 different times, 3 different fucking shades, 3 different tints. It blew my mind that it's 2018. How can a machine not drip 17 drops of black, 12 drops of purple, 1 drop of red? I don't even know what the combination is, but how can a machine not get that right perfectly every time? It's 2018. We can fucking find anything out we want on a cell phone at the tip of our fingers, but we can't mix paint together. We can send a satellite into space. We can send a something to Mars to take pictures of the surface of Mars. And then nope. Then no. We can send a satellite to take pictures of Mars, but we can't mix 3 cans of paint the same goddamn color. Blew my mind. Now I know why the painters get 5 gallons, because at least when it's all mixed, it's mixed. It's the same. That whole 5-gallon thing is going to be the same no matter what. So from now on, I will have to buy bigger quantities than I need. I only needed a quart for touch-ups. I ended up having to buy a friggin' gallon anyway to repaint the whole goddamn room. Pissed me off. Uh-oh. Just missed. Caps run on a breakaway there. I don't know why this is so exciting to me. Like, I give a shit about the Caps and Lightning. The Lightning stole all the Rangers' old players. Now they're on a 2-on-1. This is some exciting shit. Nice defense. All right, we're going to wrap this up here soon, because I'm going to end up just watching a goddamn hockey game. You guys are going to watch me watch a hockey game. Oh, yeah. So how about the that's what I'll leave it on. Annoying ass social media, which here I am on social media talking about how annoying social media is. It rained quite a few days in a row. And when it rains a lot of days in a row, believe it or not, puddles occur. And if it continues to rain, those puddles get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually they may even take up your whole front or backyard. I've known this for 35 years in my life. I don't need pictures of your yard on my Facebook feed. Sorry. I love some of you that did it, but I don't give a shit about your backyard and how much water's in there. I get it. When it rains for 5 days in a row, there's puddles, and then they get bigger and they become almost like mini lakes or ponds. Oh, it's such a hoot to have your kids in a kayak in your front yard. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. The only thing worse than that was then after it stopped raining, I had to deal with the posts. Oh, what's that shiny thing in the sky? It's fucking sun. It's been there all of our lives. It's been there the whole time. I get it. It's been raining a while, but I'm not here for your, oh, what's that shiny thing in the sky post? And I'm definitely not here for your my puddle, my backyard. I didn't know I had lakefront property. I didn't know I had oceanfront property. Who knew I bought waterfront? Maybe the price of my house has gone up. I'm right on the water. Ha 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 ha. Crying face. Ha ha ha. Stop it. We all know what happens when it rains. The only thing that's worse, and it's getting ready to happen a lot because summer's coming, believe it or not, it's going to be 90-something degrees soon. It may even get into the hundreds a couple of days. And man, I can't wait to see pictures of your dashboard thermometer telling me that it's 100 degrees. I'm really excited for those. With that being said, guys, it's another episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for seriously letting me know about the sound issues, because if not, I'd probably still be talking and would not have known, and I'd have a whole podcast wasted. I do appreciate that. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to Jeremy. Thank you, Brandon, for keeping it lively on the chat. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back regular time Sunday night. Looks like it's going to rain. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. I think Saturday we're heading down to the beach, so I hope to see some of you guys out there. We're going to be like tourists. We'll get right in line with them, bring that economy, bring that money down, bring that Dover money down to Sussex, baby. We'll be there. So I hope to see some of you guys out there on Saturday. Sunday and Monday look like they're going to be a washout, but hopefully I can cheer up your Memorial Day with a podcast. Guys, have a great one. Behave yourselves. I guess go Cavs, go Lightning. And Alexander Ovechkin, go titty fuck yourself. Oh, you're still there, YouTube. I forgot about you. See you guys. Bye.